Hi, my name is Yogya Bhatia and I'm a legal intern at Lexis and Company. Today I'll be talking about the Union Executive. Parliamentary form of government. India is a form of parliamentary government. It is a form of government in which the executive is responsible and answerable to the legislative. It is also called the cabinet government due to the concentration of executive powers in the cabinet. The executive is a part of the legislative. This form of government was basically preferred by the leaders as leaders were aware of such a form of government. The government was considered a more responsible government as in this form of government. The executive is answerable to legislative and the legislative is answerable to the citizens. This type of government prevents authoritarianism. This form helps to get representation from a diverse group of people. This form of government remains laden with the availability of the alternate government. In this form of government, the head of the state holds a ceremonial position and is the nominal executive. For example, the president, the real head of the state, is the prime minister, who is the real executive. There is a majority party rule in such a form of government. There is always a parliamentary opposition to maintain a check on the actions of the ruling government. This is a famous concept of government followed in other countries like Japan, Canada, and Britain. This form of government in India was majorly inspired by the Britain. The President, Article 52. The first and foremost part of the executive is the President. Article 52 states that there shall be a President of India. The President is considered the executive head of the country. All the executive business of the country is carried out in the name of the President. So the question arises that if President is the executive head of all the actions are on his name and the President has to carry out many functions, then can there be the performance of an act not mentioned in specific legislation by the executive? The same was answered in the case of Ram Javai Kapoor versus State of Punjab. The government invited textbooks from authors for approval. When the textbooks were approved, the authors were made to enter an agreement. According to the agreement, the copyright of these books vested solely in the government. The authors only got 5% royalty on the sale of textbooks. The government took all the publishing, printing, and selling rights of the books in their own hands. The court held that these provisions were ultra vires to the constitutional power. The government, being an executory body, did not possess the power to enter into the activity or trade with specific legislations. No restriction on the executive power is defined in the Indian Constitution. The court held that the executive cannot be restricted to mere implementation of legislation. There is a strict separation of powers but no strict separation of functions. Qualifications, Article 58. After knowing that President is the executive head of the entire nation, you might too aspire to become a president. So let's analyze the eligibility and all the specific requirements you would be needing to become the President of India. Article 58 talks about the eligibility of a person to become President of India. It says that a person is eligible to election as President if he is a citizen of India, has completed the age of 35 years, is qualified for election as a member of the House of the People. A person can be disqualified for election as President if he holds any office of profit under the Union of India, the government of any state, under any local or other authority subject to the control of any government of India. Condition of President's office, Article 59. The eligibility to become the President might seem simple, but the conditions in his office are quite strict. Article 59 of the Indian Constitution talks about the conditions of the President office. It says the President cannot be a member of either House of Parliament or of any other House of the Legislature of any state. If he is a member of either House of Parliament or a member of a House of the Legislature of any state, he will need to vacate his seat in that House on the date of entering into office as President. The President shall not hold any other office of profit. The President shall be authorized to use of his official residence without rent. He shall be authorized to emulate allowances and privileges determined by the Parliament. The emoluments and allowances of the President cannot be diminished or reduced during his term of office. Official residence, emoluments, and allowances of President. Apart from all these conditions and rules, you might crave for some advantage of being the President. The President of India is entitled to certain allowances and privileges as he is the first citizen of the country. The President of India is entitled to rent-free accommodation, allowances and privileges by the law. He is entitled to free medical facilities, free accommodation, free treatment for life, the official state car of the President. The salary of the President has undergone several changes in the independence. Some of these changes were: in 1951, the President of India used to get salary rupees 10,000 and 15,000 rupees in allowances. In 2016, the salary was increased to rupees 5 lakhs. Rashtrapati Bhavan is the President's official residence, including reception, hall, guests, and offices. It is the largest residence of any head of state in the world. Election of President, Article 54. If you think that who would vote for you in the President election, the answer lies in Article 54 of the Constitution. It deals with the provisions of relating to the execution of the President. It says that the President must be elected by the member of an electoral college. The electoral college consists of the elected members of both houses of Parliament and the state legislature assemblies. Mode of voting. As per Article 55, subsection 3 of the Constitution of India, the election of president should be held according to the system of proportional representation by means of a single transferable vote. The voting at the presidential election shall be a secret ballot. Thank you.